it will be difficult for Chelsea to actually buy from City, because I don't think City are going to be nice selling to somebody. They will obviously
that only Chelsea does, bro. That only Chelsea does. Chelsea sells to basically rivals. हम लोग बाकी लोग के नहीं खरीदते.
So I feel like he's more likely to go to United. Like, very frankly.
That's a bit I didn't want to hear, but that's the reality. I agree with you.
Yeah,
they need more. They need more.
Yeah. He's guaranteed more first team.
Conte is like, यार अभी Daniel Levy might be just open, यार जितना मतलब वही एक opportunistic, यार जितना मैं ले सकता हूँ उसे ले लूँ, तो पता नहीं कब ये मुड़ जाए.
Wallet खुला है, जितना हाथ में आ रहा है एक झपटे में ले लो.
ले लूँगा.
Newcastle is not going there for a bargain. Like, सर आप नंबर लिखो टेबल पे, हम चेकबुक लेके आते हैं.
यहाँ पर भिड़ रहे हैं Chelsea fan और Liverpool fan. We are taking a different avatar because yes, we love every football. Here Johnson, भाई Darwin Nunez coming. Do you think? Let me frame it in a better manner. What is the percentage of money that you're paying extra for Darwin Nunez? And what is it really worth? 75 million euros plus add-ons make it 100 million euros. Lekin, what are you seeing in terms of value for money?
I mean, see, it's quite hard to actually evaluate कि यार ये 60 million pound player है, 50 million pound player है, क्योंकि market ऐसे function नहीं होता ना. Like for example, Haaland का release clause set किया गया था like when the market was completely different. Like
correct. Release का एकदम opposite था.
Exactly. So like the market doesn't evolve in the way a Jurgen Klopp or Pep Guardiola wants. वो तो like market decide होता है कैसे चलता है. In this market, I feel like the fact that a striker is this expensive is only because I mean we've seen with Aurelien Tchouameni that clubs will spend big when they want really to secure potential. So it's hard to say exactly how much we overpaid. We definitely overpaid, but I feel like it's a really good signing. And pardon all of the like Darwin puns, but like I feel like this completes the evolution of like Klopp's new team.
Wow. That's a proper red speaking now. लेकिन see, मैंने खुद चैनल में बताया यार, मैंने actually डिटेल में उसके लिए स्ट्रीम किया था 2-3 दिन पहले. और the moment it was imminent, right? I know Manchester United came in, but let's be honest. At this point in time, like I say that, yeah, I consider Manchester United being one of the biggest clubs in the world. But at the same time, last 10 सालों में क्या किया है, plus अभी Champions League football नहीं कर सकते, right? नहीं दे सकते. तो Darwin Nunez would have obviously gone there, और वहाँ पर Ronaldo already थे. So I don't think there was a competition anytime. It was about Liverpool, pulling the plug or not. That was the biggest thing. और वहीं पर मैं आऊँगा क्योंकि Jurgen Klopp. Easy kind of, I know a lot of tweets going around, pretty sure आपने देखा है, मतलब no pun intended. I love the guy. I thought that he should be the manager of the season, unlike बहुत लोग जो agree नहीं किए थे. लेकिन at the same time, I think the guy has double standards when it's what he speaks here. Well, he said about paying, not paying, and then now he's accepted this, and that's the reality of it. Maybe inflation or what?
No, see, I think देखो, like football Twitter and like social media is always going to troll. They're always going to make up their own agendas. But every manager has contradicted himself at some point in their career. That is just how football is. Like Pep did the same thing when he was at Barcelona to the manager. He became Jose was the same. Every manager will do that. That is just that's just bound to happen. I think वो उसका मतलब क्या होता है is what is important. When like Klopp spoke of £100 million signing on Pogba, I feel like he was talking about spending the spending power of Manchester United, which very frankly is still like unrivaled. I mean, still if United were probably the only ones who would have caused like any sort of bother in Anfield for the Darwin Nunez signing. Like Atletico wouldn't even stand a chance. But just because of the financial power that United have. So, like when he's talking about when he spoke about Paul Pogba and 100 million, I think he was talking about the spending power of Manchester United without really having to rely on sales. Like it's been very clear since he's been here. It's been very clear since FSG has been here that we can't spend anything more than we make. We sold Torres, we bought Suarez and Carroll. When we sold Suarez, we bought like all of the other raft of players. When we sold Coutinho, we bought like another couple. I mean, when we sold Sterling, we bought another couple. We bought Mane. So it's always been like not Mane. When we sold Sterling, we bought Benteke and I don't know, who was it? Bobby.
Yeah, there were a set of people who came in then as well. I remember that. But
exactly.
It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You're right. It kind of balances out because larger picture, even if you're spending, right? That is something that I envy about Liverpool as a Chelsea fan.
I mean, to be honest, like it is gonna. I mean, we've spent before we actually sold. So इसलिए सब उठ रहे. Otherwise, it would have been like Sadio will leave for around 35. And
Johnson, I think पैसों की बात करनी नहीं चाहिए. It's about what players you're signing.
Exactly.
I don't remember a single big money signing which has not worked for Liverpool. Maybe Naby Keita, but even he's done the job. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I was just about to say probably Naby.
मतलब बिग मनी साइनिंग की बात हो रही है यहाँ पर, तो यू हैव टू से यार. और अगेन माय ओपिनियन तो यही रहा है चैनल में, पीपल सी लाइक अगेन एडिंग टू व्हाट यू सेड दैट यस डार्विन नूनेज इज वेरी यंग, ही इज प्रूवन ओनली इन द पोर्चुगीज लीग. लेकिन अगेन बेंफिका से कितने लोग आए और अच्छा किए हैं. देयर इज अ रिकॉर्ड अबाउट बेंफिका प्लेयर्स कमिंग. इवन इन चेल्सी आई रिमेंबर गुड फ्यू प्लेयर्स कमिंग फ्रॉम बेंफिका, एटलीस्ट 3 in the back of my mind. I remember David Luiz, I remember Ramirez. I know they were different position players, but even Matic changed his game totally in Portuguese football when he came back. In under Benfica. So I think there is a fact, or of course more recently you had Bernardo Silva being the star player coming from Benfica, Ruben Dias. तो इतने सारे लोग हैं, तो I don't think culture will be such a problem because इतने लोग आए from the Portuguese league in the English league. So I don't see that as a huge issue. The only thing is, does he have time on his hands? क्योंकि ये होता है ना price tag. And talking about Liverpool, Chelsea, Torres is a great example the other way around. तो वहाँ पर होता है price tag based on your shoulders. And that's where I kind of agree with Johnson, क्योंकि यहाँ पर they already have a Firmino, they already have a Jota, ठीक है, they already have a Salah. So those are players who can score you all the goals, ठीक है. Plus they can mentor Nunez जो Champions League में already proven is probably going to be starting come the second month of the season, I believe. पहला month में you kind of get that along with pre-season जो, and it will I know technically he's not signed yet, right? But we know it's happening. Yeah. So
I think he is in Liverpool abhi.
Correct. So it's quite early. So it'll help. That'll only help him. So I would say वो थोड़ा overpay हुआ है, but again it's not bad overall. Like I have to directly concentrate on. I have to directly compare with this Johnson, please. Haaland. I know Kane तो अलग है, लेकिन if Haaland to Man City is probably like ready right about now. But would you argue that the way Liverpool play, probably Darwin Nunez suits better?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Haaland is like if it wasn't for Harry Kane, I think Haaland is your typical Pep striker. Like the amount of chances they create without someone to put them away, and the amount of goals Haaland scores by just putting chances away. Like it is in my opinion, like it's a match made in heaven. I think it's perfect for club and for player. I don't think Liverpool were ever in the race of Erling Haaland. I think very few clubs would be, especially considering his salary demands. So it's just perfect, man. Like I was worried that probably that would really extend the gap between like City and the rest. But I think with Darwin Nunez and even like the seriousness with which Klopp and like Liverpool approached Aurelien Tchouameni, despite going up against Real Madrid, like it really shows कि यार invest तो करेंगे and like नए players आएंगे no matter what. The fact that we are losing so many players doesn't really help. Like for example, Sadio, as we spoke, is going to go. Divock is off to AC Milan. Taki Minamino will either be going to Wolves or Monaco for around 20. So like in that, like half your strike force is gone. You look beyond that, Ox is going to go. So there has to be quite a lot of reinforcement. So exciting summer.
Yeah. Exciting, and of course, talking about exciting summer, Chelsea may be काफी exciting summer होने वाली है. Petr Cech has actually said that, and that's, I don't know whether he meant, I know Tuchel says about exciting, you have to be careful. He's more of a coach mindset, na? He's talking about working on the field versus transfers. So time will tell. लेकिन shout out to Darren, obviously a new member in the house. Darren, काफी अच्छा लगा आप आए. लेकिन हाँ, मैं देख रहा हूँ काफी सारे बाकी क्लब्स के सपोर्टर्स हैं. ऑफ कोर्स हम शुरू किए लिवरपूल से, हम आए मैन सिटी को, हम थोड़ा बहुत चेल्सी को टच किए, अभी और बात करने वाले चेल्सी के बारे में, टॉटनहम के बारे में हम बात करने वाले हैं, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इवन ला लीगा क्लब्स के भी बात करने वाले, बिकॉज़ देयर आर सर्टेन स्टोरीज यस व्हिच आर इंटरलिंक्ड. तो हम आने वाले एक बार वन बाय वन, सो डू नॉट स्पैम इन द कमेंट्स. सब लोग लाइक कर दीजिए, शेयर कर दीजिए, एंड ऑफ कोर्स डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल्स एंड सुपर पावर फुटबॉल एज वेल. ऑल आर लिंक बिलो इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन. Yeah, Nori is an interesting guy, man. तो अभी आज के दिन में क्या हुआ है मालूम है, जॉनसन? तो we have been linked obviously to Nori from Wolves, the left back, and Ferland, Mendy, I think both Manchester United and Chelsea have been linked. I think यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा lazy journalism है when it comes to Ferland, Mendy. They are probably assuming कि यार with Rudiger going there, Alaba will be playing left back, so he might be available. But come on, if they had to kind of downgrade in one position, upgrade in another, that wouldn't be Real Madrid where they were the Galacticos of the old. So I actually do not see that happening. वो तो weak लग रहा है. लेकिन how about Nori, the kind of guy that he was with Wolves? You think he's a kind of maybe under par signing जो Chelsea को चाहिए? Maybe we sign too many big names, or he'll be a great support for Ben Chilwell.
I think that would be a very smart signing. It's a very like if we did that, I would be very proud and I would say that's a very Klopp signing. You're getting
exactly.
Yeah,
basically we are getting a Shimikas or Robertson.
Exactly. Like it's a very smart signing क्योंकि like देखो, you're getting a really young player. ज़्यादा expectation नहीं है. He's not coming in to displace Chilwell. He's coming in to fill in and learn. The fact that he is a specialist fullback, wing back, मतलब कि उसका position तो guaranteed है system में, तो कहीं ना कहीं तो games मिल जाएंगे, and like he shouldn't even have too much of a fuss because he's clearly going to be getting a chance to play in the Champions League. So looks like a really smart signing. I hope it happens. In terms of like, I feel the others, it's quite interesting, yeah. Like I think the Mendy thing definitely is very lazy journalism because it doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, Marcelo has left the club. You don't have a spare left back. Why would Mendy go?
Exactly. Like literally there'll be no one. Yeah, come on, Alaba by himself and Nacho, you can't expect him to play there. Come on, we can make out. Good point. Koulibaly, bhai, latest report here, Darren or everyone else were asking as well, that unfortunately he is preferring Barca just like Lewandowski is. I don't know why. पता नहीं Mendy, अपना Edward Mendy, भाई साहब ने उनको convince नहीं किया है अभी तक. Looks like he is preferring Barca again. Respect to him. I think यहाँ पर Napoli somewhere down the line, Napoli का है यार against Chelsea. Somehow 36 का आंकड़ा है और यहाँ पर somehow they are very hesitant to give players to Chelsea. और मुझे पता है as a matter of fact हमने 40 million euros और 10 million euros का net salary per year offer किया था, लेकिन Koulibaly he is preferring that अभी तक. लेकिन things might change depending on Kounde situation. We might up that क्योंकि Kounde, Sevilla apparently again they haven't budged. We have made a formal offer. And I believe it is in the 50s million region. But again, I think they are expecting in the 60s, higher 60s or closer to 70, which isn't happening. But मेरे ख्याल से एक तो आने ही वाला है. Let's be honest. We have to be realistic. इतना time देकर भी नहीं आया तो फायदा क्या है? Jesus, Darren, I don't agree, man. What do you think about Jesus, Johnson? Gabriel Jesus, if he comes to Chelsea, like because we already have like a person who does most of it in Havertz, don't we need like a proper focal point as a difference to replace Lukaku?
I think you either get rid of Lukaku and build a team around Havertz entirely, or you get somebody to replace Lukaku and get like a number 9 as it is. I would say Raheem Sterling is a far more smarter signing than Jesus from City. पहली बात तो it will be difficult for Chelsea to actually buy from City because I don't think City are going to be nice selling to somebody. They will
that only Chelsea does, bro. That only Chelsea does. Chelsea sells to basically rivals. हम लोग बाकी लोग के नहीं खरीदते. Chelsea fans out there, काफी हमने बात की थी about Billy Gilmour entire last year. Norwich में basically it's a wrong club for him, whatnot. Even Dean Smith went, it didn't work out. Like the fact that he's been extended, it's at least Chelsea believe in him. It's not just to extend the loan army. Yes, he might just still go on loan, possible. Lekin the fact that we believe in him, we don't want to let him go, and we really believe he can make the difference when he kind of gets ready. Kab bologe, when he's actually physically ready. Plus the fact that he can take things by the scruff of the neck, week in, week out. And let's be honest, Shubhadi, wo nahi hai abhi. I won't mind having Gilmour as an option in the squad because that will give us an option of going 4-3-3, which I am seeking to as a Chelsea fan. Maybe I'm in the minority, but I am really wanting us to change because Chai to हमने जीता है last 5 years in the league. So I would want that change to come about, right now before pre-season. So he can be a good option. But again, let's see what else is an option for Chelsea. So I think Dembele looks like it's happening. The latest is वही offer गया है from Barca. And he's got an improved contract offer from Barca. लेकिन लग रहा है from reports that he might not accept that. So it looks like Chelsea are still favorites when it comes to Dembele, and it will make a huge difference for me still. Gabriel, Slonina, that's the goalkeeper. So Real Madrid apparently are not going for him. because they might get I think Ospina on a free, if I'm not wrong. So वहाँ पर that might be one of the options for them, and that's why they're letting go this opportunity of signing the Chicago Fire goalkeeper, who's a youngster, and Kepa might go. So that is quite possible. लेकिन यार Dumfries, man, one guy that you've probably seen internationally, Johnson. Dumfries, he's been linked to multiple clubs, especially Chelsea and Manchester United. Okay, I know right back, as in you guys arguably have the best right back along with our right back already. Just saying it out there. लेकिन I have to say that Dumfries is one of my favorites personally.
Yeah.
1 year at Inter, आप बोल सकते हो 1 year के बाद क्यों ही तो आएगा, क्यों Inter जाने देगी. But the fact that Inter still do not have so much money, and अगर if they are going for the Lukaku deal, for example, then they might have a thing that okay, हमें देना पड़ेगा Dumfries, who's been one of our better players. Again, do you see that happening to Chelsea or Manchester United, and which team needs him more?
I think it definitely is going to be happening for Inter because no matter how much Serie has improved, it still doesn't have the same financial power as any of the other leagues. So if a club seriously wants one of their players, it's very hard for an Italian club to actually say no. Even if Dumfries has just moved there a season ago. As a player, I think Dumfries is a really he's a very how do you say, it's a utility right back. He's good at everything. He's not spectacular at anything.
Exactly, he's not spectacular. At the same time, he does a job. He does a job for you. He's not like hagta nahi properly. He's like someone who actually stands up to wherever is required. Or he's played in different formations also. That's the best part. So he has played in front of the back. He has played in fight the back. So like I was saying about flexibility, like Reece James can come side right centre back. He can go right wing back. Or they could just, because Reece James or Ben Chilwell are coming after long injury, we won't want to risk them again. So there might be a good option of rotation as well if we are able to manage that with 5 subs.
Although I feel like he's more likely to go to United, very frankly.
That's a bit I didn't know to hear, but that's the reality. I agree with you.
Yeah,
they need him more.
Yeah, he's guaranteed more first team.
That's Dutch football makes a difference to Ten Hag, right?
And Ten Hag, he gets a chance to play under a Dutch manager. So I think United's more I think United's more likely to go for him. I'll tell you a funny story. I think when Aaron Wan-Bissaka, when United finished second, right, the season where Liverpool had, 6 injuries at centre back. So a lot of United fans were coming at me and they were talking about, oh, where's your right back and this, that, and all of that jazz. Just because I think Wan-Bissaka put in 10-20 more slidey challenges over the last few months of the season. So at that time I said that Aaron Wan-Bissaka doesn't even intimidate me. He's probably going to be at Burnley or Norwich in 3 seasons.
Wow, Aaron, come on. You require an applause for that.
Now, I'm not even kidding. The amount of grief I got for that, from United fans.
I can imagine.
Everyone, chatting crap. Everyone reminding me that every time Wan-Bissaka played a good game, everyone was like, oh, where was he off to again? Burnley, right? In 3 seasons. This year, I think, would be his 3rd season. If he goes before that, I really need to go and find those old groups again and figure out where are those messages.
No. I think right now, Super Power Football is anyway back. You got to find that tweet or message of yours, just paste it there, bro. That's the best part. The best predictors of football that there are. But having said that, again, he's a good player, but again, I don't think he's cut it. Simply put, and I agree with that absolutely. Talking about Manchester United itself. Anthony, why again? Literally, he's been linked to every Dutch player out there. Ten Hag. So it's very difficult to call which one out. But they have apparently bid 45 million euros is what we're talking. Is it enough? Yeah, 45 million euros. Aaj ke din mein it's a bargain, for Antony player who proved it in the Champions League so recently, right?
Yeah, but I think Ajax are a selling club. Bech denge wo.
But Antony is a good player, man. Raphinha, I think Arsenal, they are now moving towards Bowen, we were also trying. Who do you think is better for Arsenal? Do they need either? Because dono Saka.
I don't think they need either. Honestly,
exactly.
I feel like what they need is a number 9. I heard wo log Scamacca. They're going after Scamacca.
Scamacca. They need a striker. Exactly. I agree with that. Because I think Jesus to Arsenal has kind of fallen off after they missed out on Champions League. So possible as Scamacca might be a possibility after looking at the Nations League as well. Do you think Liverpool should look for Henderson options? Honestly, what does he do?
Frankly, honestly speaking, I think Hendo, in my opinion, is one of my favorite players.
Of course, he was a must. Yeah, the Champions League final. He was a must.
Yeah, we don't even play the same without him. And it's not even the फुटबॉल में वो बोलते हैं ना, there are tangibles and intangibles.
मेसन माउंट का बड़ा भाई है, simply put.
Yeah, I think till Hendo has a contract, he just signed an extension. I think till 35 he'll be there. My opinion is that I think Millie, moves on next year. Most likely, either into the coaching staff or somewhere else. And Hendo kind of takes up the Milner role, where he becomes a squad player and a club captain.
Yeah, fair enough. यहाँ पर आ जाते हैं. Spurs transfer news यार यही है. I think Estupiñán is one player that in fact 2 players from Villarreal they're targeting. The fact that unko they got a Perisic. They are not trying for Estupiñán, the defensive version of that, because for whatever reason Reguilon has not worked out well with Conte in terms of off-field issues. It seems that's what I hear. So वो एक लग रहा है. लेकिन again will Villarreal be? I know they are a selling club as well at some point. Like, I really feel that they might not give Estupiñán, who has really come up trumps in the last few months. Like, what about Pau Torres? Because Bastoni, they missed out Johnson. Pau Torres to Manchester United was taking momentum. Like, in the fact that they might get timber because of the Ten Hag factor. They might be okay because as it is, they can't offload Maguire for sure. It's very difficult. Or they have Varane, who's great. Like, let's see
exactly
right. This season.
ऐसे थोड़ी है कि मतलब खरीद के लेके आओ, खिलाओगे कहाँ पे? Already you have what? Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, Bailly.
Bailly is going out. वो तो लग रहा है.
I still still on the books, right? I mean, they've got about 6 center backs still on the books. So,
So Conte under Pau Torres, how do you see that happening? Like, would he first accept Tottenham, you think, or Pau Torres can actually be targeted by Chelsea?
Is center back his priority though? Like Conte's priority? I thought in Christian.
Yeah, Romero, because Davis is left center back. Conte plays 3 in the back. So Davis is not a guy that आप rely करोगे for 38 games a season. So they want someone who's basically just succeeding him or maybe is ready to start. Davis, I think, will not be very unhappy not to start.
Yeah, I mean, then it's a really good signing. I think Spurs and Villarreal have a good relationship. Like Lo Celso is there. I think there is also कौन है यार वो?
Foyt भी वहाँ था.
Yeah, Foyt. There's a defensive midfielder also who was at Spurs who was there right now.
अच्छा, Gil went to Valencia, ना? Brian Gil तो Valencia गया था. I think.
Yeah. So ऐसे they have a good relationship because of the players that have moved between them. So if they really want Estupiñán, I don't think it should be a problem. However, I'm a little confused here with Conte. उसका priority क्या है? Because he's got a really
basically Conte is like यार अभी Daniel Levy might be just open यार जितना मतलब वही एक opportunistic यार जितना मैं ले सकता हूँ उससे ले लूँ. तो पता नहीं कब ये मुड़ जाए.
Wallet खोला है जितना हाथ में आ रहा है एक झपटे में ले लो.
Good one, absolutely. भाई जूड बेलिंगम अभी कहीं नहीं जाने वाला, पक्की बात है यार. रियल मैड्रिड को कितने लोग चाहिए? वही मैन यूनाइटेड की बात है.
अगले सीजन ये जूड नंबर 8 at
लिवरपूल बोल दिया यार. जॉनसन ने देखते हैं भाई वापस से. और इस बार चुआमनी रियल मैड्रिड गया तो नेक्स्ट सीजन वहां यहाँ बीच में चेल्सी आ जाएगी होपफुली फॉर मी. लेकिन हाँ, कैल्विन फिलिप्स भाई मैन सिटी की बात कर लेते हैं क्विकली बिकॉज आई नो बार्सा फैन माइट नॉट लाइक अ मराठा पिलर इन द हाउस. बिग अप भाई, थैंक्स, ग्रेट था वो. लेकिन गावी टू मैनचेस्टर सिटी इज काइंड ऑफ गेनिंग मोमेंटम इन द लास्ट 12 hours. I don't know कितना हो सकता है.
Gavi to Liverpool is also gaining momentum, but I feel like the only momentum that is gaining is the number of zeros on Gavi's contract with Barcelona.
That is true. वो likely लग रहा है. बिल्कुल. I agree. And I think मेरे ख्याल से it's all paper talk again because I think Man City are pricing out Bernardo Silva from what I hear. उसका 85 मिलियन डाल देंगे तो कोई बनता ही नहीं है भाई. अब लूक डियोंग को 85 में बेचो तो वापस से 85 उसमें थोड़ी खरीदोगे तो वो बनेगा नहीं. तो नहीं होने वाला वो. हाँ, sorry, not लूक डियोंग, फ्रैंकी डियोंग टू मैन यूनाइटेड वो तो फिर भी मुझे लग रहा है पॉसिबल है. लेकिन अभी एज पर रिपोर्ट मैन यूनाइटेड माइट बैक आउट बिकॉज ऑफ सच हाई प्राइस टैग फ्रॉम बार्सिलोना एज वेल. तो हो सकता है कि दे माइट मेक चेंजेस. और आज फ्रैंकी ने मतलब क्या स्टेटमेंट दिया. ही सेड कि Lewandowski is welcome to he's not taken the name but Lewandowski will be great to play for our team. So obviously he's referring to Barcelona here. So looks like he's still looking at Barca. मतलब वो एक he's not moved out of that phase at all. Like मुझे नहीं लग रहा वो होने वाला है. Ruben Neves is back. The news of Ruben Neves is back to Man United. So that's again looking more likely. But Man City are closing on Calvin Phillips. That is a possibility. लेकिन price बहुत high होने वाला है. Trust me. Leagues are there in the Premier League plus the geographical rivalry. Yeah, exactly. I agree with this. लेकिन फ्रैंकी के जाएगा तो कहाँ जाएगा? मुझे लगता है he might just end up staying. The way things are going. And Lewandowski, but how do you see? अगर sponsor मिल जाए तभी Lewandowski आएगा. Simply put, नहीं?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, like Barca's financial situation's quite a mess. Though I don't think anybody's coming to Barcelona until somebody goes for a very big amount. Even moving Deadwood is not that easy. And Frankie De Jong is definitely not Deadwood. I feel like Barca are well within their rights to really raise the price on Frankie De Jong, because in Manchester United they have somebody who will spend. It's like Newcastle, when Newcastle were going and negotiating with what's his name, Jean-Michel Aulas at Olympique Lyon for Bruno Guimaraes. He they know that Newcastle is going to pay. So Newcastle is not going there for a bargain.
Correct.
Sir, आप number लिखो table पे, हम checkbook लेके आते हैं. It's that sort of negotiation.
और same चीज है Botman के साथ भी वही हो रहा है, क्योंकि Botman last time also they negotiated up to a while. Speaking about people who will not leave, just adding to the Gavi point and Bernardo Silva for respective clubs, I think quickly यहाँ पर मैं बोलूँगा Nkunku, the guy who was targeted by left, right, center every club. Reports say that he is extending to RB Leipzig. But at the same time, a midfielder, talking about Chelsea, Matic, ex-Chelsea player and ex-Manchester United player as well, he is going to Roma yet again under Jose Mourinho. भाई Jose Mourinho क्या उसका ASEAN था? This is basically ASEAN part 2, where wherever Jose goes, I go.
To be honest, why wouldn't you? He knows exactly what he'll get out of Matic. Matic knows in Jose he's got a manager who really knows his strengths and can still get a good probably year or two out of him in football. So it makes complete sense. Italian league, the Serie A probably suits Matic better at this point in his career, and I feel like Roma could really do with someone with the experience of Matic, to actually step it up a level next year. So it does feel like, Jose's had quite a few, like this. He's got Ricky Carvalho as one. Then he got SCA.
Wherever he goes. In fact, Zlatan was one where he always wanted.
But he couldn't get him.
Exactly. And eventually he got him. I remember Chelsea, every season he used to get linked with Chelsea, Zlatan. Or even when he went to Real Madrid and that time a lot of things were happening. Inter, he couldn't kind of, use him entirely. So there were a lot of question marks. So he's always had that. I think Materazzi, agar he would have met a few years earlier, he would have been another Jose guy. Pretty sure.
Exactly.
He was met so just he gets a certain connect with someone. But SCN, I have to say, one of my favorite players. So I understand about. But Matic, at this point in time, I understand being going to Roma. But generally, I really believe that he's having max one more year in the top level, right?
Yeah.
But talking about Italian football, last but not least, Inter Milan as well. Dybala is quite imminent. That's going to happen. I think all parties kind of agree almost. Looks like it's kind of any time it will be announced. But Skriniar, that one is interesting. Now Skriniar, him leaving Inter Milan, I don't know. Wohi Dumfries wala case bologe. If they want to buy Lukaku, then they might give Skriniar. But PSG has come in as well now.
Yeah, and that makes all the difference. No, it's not like any other club. It's PSG who wants Skriniar. So, I feel like that's a real test. Dekho, this year you really want to challenge AC Milan next season for the Serie A, but before you do that, you first have to hold on to all of your assets. There's so many players that everyone's eyeing up, and it's not like AC Milan are slowing down either. I'm excited to watch Divock with Rafael Leao and.
मैं तो AC Milan supporter होकर मैं बोल रहा हूँ. This is the touchwood again. It can be the best part of AC Milan in the last decade, or it could go worse. But come on, I don't think it'll go worse because of what happened last season. So it can only improve from that matter. And I'm saying for AC Milan, the biggest win will be now that they've made a couple of signings. I don't think they need to sign many. It's just about keeping the best. Rafael Leao is the best, like you said. Rafael Leao, the kind of guy is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to it. But the Skriniar part might be real, because agar wo jata hai PSG, then I think Kimpembe becomes surplus to requirement because of playing in a similar position. You can say that. So Kimpembe to Chelsea is gaining momentum. Thiago Silva बोल रहा है कि Kimpembe आना चाहिए. He's actually he's playing a Rudiger element that what Rudiger did to Havertz back in the day, right? So वहाँ पर maybe he can help us. But Kimpembe, you see him fitting in the Premier League? I don't know, man. I'm in two minds.
I don't know. I've never been a fan, honestly, of
even me.
Kimpembe. I've watched him close. I watched him play for PSG when I was studying in Marseille. I watched PSG Marseille. I think that was his first La Classique that season. He was very young, and he was so rash, man. He was so rash then. I look at him last season, and he's still rash. So I'm like, yeah, you played so many seasons of football. Obviously he's a physical specimen as a defender, left-footed. So there are very few left-footed centre-backs at that level. But for me to be a really elite centre-back, he's a bit too rash. And I really don't see him leaving PSG. Frankly, he's like a Paris boy. Like he's like,
fair enough.
I think he's spoken about his love for the city, for the club. So it will be very difficult for them to sell him. The only way I see him leaving is if he had a fallout with Kylian. Or like
again, I think the coach also depends. ना कौन आने वाला है with Poch almost going out, you know it. तो वहाँ पर
I think Christophe Galtier is probably going to be the coach. Because I don't think Zizou's in the race anymore, and I think Galtier is like someone who has a lot of experience in Liga. So
that's a fair shot, absolutely. But again, a lot of transfer talk. I know we kind of covered most of the clubs. हमने बात कर ली है. Come on, Real Madrid का और transfers करने की जरूरत नहीं है, to be very honest. So that's why we not went in detail in Real Madrid. And thanks to everyone. Till next time, take care.